1, 2, 3, 4. Hello, this is Anna with Anna Ruth Cooking, and today I have a special guest, and this is Becky, my cousin. And at Christmas time, we always make fruit cakes, so I call us the fruit cake cousins. You know, fruity.
Or fruity cousins.
We're actually fruity today. It's been a long day trying to get all this settled, but I'm so glad that you have joined us. And before I forget it, I hope that you comment, like, and share. And it's very important to share, and maybe somebody else will accept this cooking page. You know, I'm tongue-tied today too, so you know how I am. So what we're going to do, Becky's going to tell you what our ingredients are when she starts. But first of all, I want to tell you, we're making enough for 6 large cakes. And I'm talking about these cakes in these 2 pans. But Becky and I have decided this year last year we only made one for one of our cousins. We're going to use this size. We're going to use these.
Uh-oh.
Well, that one's gone. And we're going to use these size as well.
And that way, people can get a choice if you want to give a little gift to a friend or coworker, somebody, maybe the smaller size, or if it's only 2 people, perhaps they could use a smaller one. The family size, though, are good, and that'll last through a big holiday dinner, things like that.
This recipe came from our grandmother. And then when my grandmother and my mother, they both would make the fruit cakes together. And when my mother passed away in 21, Becky and I was talking, and I said, you know, it just bothered me that nobody was going to be making these fruit cakes. Even though I had asked my mother the year before when she made them to show me. And I sat there and I watched her what she did.
Handful of this, handful of that. So we measured her hand.
Yeah. So this is what we have. Excuse me, my phone is ringing.
Oh.
Right, just hit voicemail. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I don't know. My phone is so acting up lately. But excuse that.
Sorry.
I've got it on
We're
silent.
so popular.
I've got it on silent now. But anyway, we have jiggled around just a little bit, not much. So we're going to start, and as Becky is telling you, I will do the mixing, and we will talk loud so you can hear us.
Change sides so you can have the blender.
Yes.
She's the master blender.
Yeah.
I just help. I'm her sous chef. Okay, so you start out and we get all our ingredients for butter, unsalted butter, and you melt that down into a liquid. It's 1.5 cups of butter. And when we started preparing that, condensed cold butter is solid form. When you melt it, it came out more to 2 cups. So you have to melt it down and then pour you 1.5 cups full in your measuring cup.
And I didn't realize that until today because I was just pouring it in the cup so we would have it. So you might need to watch what
What's
you're
on
doing.
that.
But I know, as Paula says, a little bit of butter don't hurt.
And she's already mixed up the eggs, which we'll come to, so we can start mixing the liquid ingredients together first. Kind of blend those. So your 1.5 cups of butter we put into the eggs, which for this large recipe you would use 18 large eggs.
Yeah.
And go ahead and crack them up, and you blend them up a little bit, and then put your butter in.
So I'm going to blend that. But yeah, it's 18 eggs for this size. When I put this on the internet, and I'm hoping that this one will go. I've done 2 more videos, but my phone is just going bananas. And it won't do it. It tells me I have too much data, even though we have erased a lot of data.
But we'll break it down into the 2 cake size, the 4 cake size, and the 6 cake size for your needs.
I will put that recipe on the internet with the 2, the 4, and the 6.
Then also for your brown sugar, you use 4 cups of brown sugar. And can go ahead and mix that in with it, nice and slow.
And this is a compact brown sugar, so pack it in.
Packed brown sugar.
Yeah.
Then you'll need your flour.
Which will come after.
I'll come after that. We'll go ahead and put our liquids together. So the sorghum, the real dark brown sorghum. And you have to heat that up just a little bit so it can pour and be more manageable to work with. Because otherwise, you all that know about honey and sorghum, it hardens up a little bit. So you can warm that up, mix it all together.
Let me get this.
You need a spatula.
Yeah, it's in the first drawer on the left there. They're blue. I forgot to get that, but I'm trying to get it out of here. But I just bought this sorghum. I couldn't find any close by, and I bought this from at a produce place. But it came from Scottsdale, Kentucky, and I'm going to tell you, it's very good. The name of it is Allen. So if anybody's living in that area, you probably know who I'm talking about. So that's all right. So I've got that. Now we're going to have so much in here that what I have to do.
Here.
Pressure canners come in handy besides just a pressure canning food.
Or the big old McCoy bowls. If any of you ladies have some of those big, huge bowls left over from your people, put those out there.
Just put it up here because I'm going to have to do that now. So I'm going to have to pour this in here because when we get the flour and stuff, it's going to be bad. So I'll pour that in here and get it ready. And it's a pretty day today. It's rain. I mean, it snowed on us this week, which thrilled me. I told Becky I wished it was snowing today so we could, it would have been a perfect day. Let me get my spatula.
Okay. So we had laid out all of the ingredients for you and already pre-measured them so that it'd go a little bit smoother. Okay, so we have our butter,
my bowl?
Our brown sugar,
Yeah,
eggs, all-purpose flour. Oh yeah, we didn't mention that. It's all-purpose flour you can use.
I've never used self-rising flour in this. I don't know if you can or not. So
It'd make it real puffy and real cakey, wouldn't it?
Hold on.
Uh-oh. We're falling apart today, people.
See, that's why you call us the Fruity Cousins.
Okay.
Okay, we got this. Now, let's put our spices.
Then with the flour, you add your spices to it. So she's got
6 cups.
6 cups of your all-purpose flour. Then for allspice, 3 teaspoons of allspice. Ground cloves, 3 teaspoons of ground cloves. Nutmeg, 3 teaspoons of nutmeg. And ground cinnamon, 3 teaspoons of that.
And it already smells good.
Mm-hmm.
And for those who already cooks, 3 teaspoons is the same as 1 tablespoon.
Well, and that's where we did it. 1, 2, and 3 steps. So I'm reading
Yeah,
what we wrote down originally.
We went last year, and Becky took the while we was working, she took the recipe and wrote it down where we could see it better. Because Mother's recipe, it did not have put this first, put this second, third. So with my cooking, I always put the wet ingredients together, except maybe you've got the buttermilk at last to mix with the flour.
So wet ingredients together first, then your powdered ingredients, I guess I would say.
Uh-huh.
And you can mix all that in. And then that way, when you dump it in there, you've already got all your stuff.
So what I'm going to do is mix
Mix it slowly in there
I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to mix a little bit of
for your buttermilk.
buttermilk. I'm going to alternate the two.
So 1.5 cup of real buttermilk, not that diet stuff.
Yeah, this is no diet food. Now, a lot of people says, "Ooh, I don't like fruit cakes." Well, I'm going to tell you, I don't like a lot of fruit cakes either. The store-bought and stuff, they don't taste good. My mother's was so good that she sold them as far as New York. They
Yeah.
would go to New York
I
City.
describe it as a good, moist spice cake. You know, a
Yeah.
lot of people just have it stuck in their head, especially the younger generation. Sometimes they say, I don't eat fruitcake. Because all they've ever had is those brick hard ones that people sit around as a doorstop. So I remember Daddy had one of those somebody gave him as a doorstop for years. And then he cut into it and ate it one year. So my dad was a character.
He was.
Let's see. So then we mix that alternating. Because if you dump it all in there, it becomes really hard to stir
Yeah.
up and mix up.
And I'm not for sure how far I'll get with this mixer to.
Yeah, then we got to bring out the big wooden spatula, don't we?
Yeah, I know. If I ever get another mixer, I want the commercial type where I can add stuff in to do to that. But I can tell you right now, the smell is absolutely
It's Christmas.
yes.
Woo-hoo!
And the snow we had was beautiful, and we rode over the mountain to Kentucky. My husband and I did the day it snowed because I love snow. And we would hit it in spots, and you'd go half a mile down the road, and there would be nothing. But it was so pretty, and it was laying on the ground, which really made it that much prettier.
And I live up the road about 50 or 60 miles. We just got a dusting of snow, but that wind, gosh, it was bitter.
Yeah, yesterday was
Bitter
big.
cold. So let's
Yeah.
see. Now we've mixed all of these moist ingredients. We've mixed the flour and the powdery ingredients. So then we're down. Also on that plate there was salt, just your regular iodized salt, 3 teaspoons of that, and the 4 teaspoons of baking soda, which, like we say, it'll be in the recipe that you can look.
Okay.
Then we go to the fruit.
Okay.
We got fruit cake and jingle bells rattling in my head. For Christmas.
Okay.
We should have put some Christmas music on.
Well, we'll try to.
Okay. Now these raisins, Ann and I like the white raisins. They're sweet and stuff. She likes the regular raisins too. And then she puts dates in them. That my daddy loved those dates.
Okay, tell them how much.
So on the raisins, we do one box, just one 12-ounce box of the raisins of the dark, and one box of the golden raisins.
Yes.
And then we bought some of the dates that are moist, and you can chop them up and put in with that. And you can soak it in apple juice.
Or you can soak it in rum. You can soak it in, my mother has sweet wine on here.
Yeah, the homemade sweet wine.
Now, I can tell you.
Spiced rum. I use spiced rum.
She did on some, and then we left some plain. But I'll tell you a story about the wine. My mother was a Christian, so back then, grocery stores didn't sell wine. It was you had to go to the ABC store, the liquor store, and she wasn't about to go to that liquor store and walk in. No way. So she would always find somebody to go get her wine for her when she made these fruit cakes. Well, one year she and my daddy's sister decided they's gonna make them some wine instead. So they went to the library. They got them a book. It was like a big old jug. My aunt had one at her house, a big old jug of it. My mother had one at her house, a big old jug of it. And it was doing its process and everything. And
fermenting.
My uncle was home by himself one day, and all at once he heard this big kaboom boom, and he thought somebody was shooting in the house, and he jumped under the coffee table because he didn't know what was going on. Well, it got quiet, and he got out. Well, he noticed the kitchen was purple. So what they hadn't done was put, I guess you have to vent it and put the air whatever.
When it ferments to let those
Yeah.
gases out.
So they called my mother, and so they got that one fixed. But that was the end of their wine making. They never made it no more. She just went and
Then
had
they'd send Daddy
somebody,
down there.
yeah, had somebody go get it. But when she do her wine, and that's one thing, I've tried that before, but mine just, she would use wine and she would use sugar, and she would boil that sugar with that wine for so long. And that's one thing I don't remember. But my sister and I were
Reduce it, make a
talking
reduction.
to that she put the sugar with the wine, and I guess that's why she called it the sweet wine, because she added a lot of sugar to it.
Yeah, so we used the sweet red table wine one time, but I kind of like, we make half and half. Like I do the spiced rum over mine a little bit. And as we go, you need to get your mixer thing, and I can tell them a little bit about the fruit. I don't know where it is.
Let me get a spoon to mix this up now.
But then we go to the candied fruits and things that you'll be needing. Of course, you know, your mixed holiday fruit. And we use one of these whole, how many ounces is that?
This is 16 ounces,
16
1
ounce
pound.
of the mixed.
And I think a lot of people wish it's a fruit cake, but they don't like the fruit in it.
Yeah, that dried fruit.
Yeah.
And then you've got the holiday cherries for later, for decorating. We like the red ones and the green ones. And those are just the small containers. There's plenty, 8-ounce containers,
Yeah.
plenty of those. And then you got your nuts.
That's what's
Well, her husband and I love our nuts in our fruitcake. So here's the fruitcake nuts. I'm out of the picture.
we used a whole 2-pound bag on that, but you could use a little bit more. But we saved our other pecans because we also decorate the top of the thing.
And then when I like my mama, we always like walnuts. And I love black walnuts sometimes in certain foods. But pecans, walnuts, your black walnuts, whatever you prefer for your nuts. Some people have certain nut allergies and stuff. So you can make adjustments according to whatever you need and do things like that. So then we go ahead and put our nuts in there. And we chop these up, coarsely chopped them in a food processor. It's a little bit cheaper buy them by the half and then do it yourself. Because if you buy the chopped pecans, you all know how the price of nuts and things are, especially during the holidays.
I said but I mean, when we first started, we wasn't for sure, but ever so far, everybody's liked them. Each year we've made them. And these are gifts. These are just for
It's
us.
Christmas gifts for family and friends. And here is the original recipe that was handwritten that we had to check out. So that's why I rewrote it.
That paper is
very vague.
Very thin now.
But it was vague because her mama, she'd try to teach me how to cook way back when. She said, "Now, babe, I said, how much should I put in there?" She said, "Oh, honey, just a handful or 2 handfuls." And then she said, "Just a pinch." Well, my hand's a little bitty, and her pan was a little bit bigger. So she was teaching me how to make chicken and dumplings. She's trying to teach me how to make rolls and these cakes and stuff. So finally I said, well, get a handful. And then I made her put it in a measuring cup so that I could adjust accordingly.
Becky is the one.
I'm a city girl.
If you watched me on the Appalachian Channel's John Ward, I told you about my cousin following her around with the notebook writing it down. This is her.
Yep.
Because she wanted to do it
and
too.
Then all these little ladies that are great cooks, they never tell you that last secret ingredient.
No.
Or they never tell you that, oh yeah, well you put a pinch of this in or a dash of that.
Yeah.
And then I said, wait, that's not on the recipe. Oh yeah, well that's what I do.
Yeah.
So, you know, and people with allergies and things these days, but this is not gluten-free. It is not nut allergy-free. This is real good, hearty home cooking cake.
Yes.
So
that's what I said. This is, I can remember my grandma and my mother, and they had in my grandma's house, and then it was my mother's house, they had a silver can, and I guess it was from here to here. And I'll never forget, they would put that when they wrapped their fruit cakes at the end, they'd put them in that can, and they'd go so many days out. They would make them for Christmas because they
Yeah.
soaked them 4 times at least, and they wanted them soaked 4 times before they gave them away. So you could say maybe the week or two before Christmas they would start getting it ready and getting it made.
Yeah. Because last time or two we've made them. When at the end here, we'll show you how you wrap it in cheesecloth, and you'll take your cheesecloth and wrap it, and soak the cheesecloth and wrap it. Well, then when you go home, you're supposed to unwrap all of that and rewrap it with newly soaked cheesecloth and things like that. But I found I do mine and put it back in my pan when I'm doing that, and then I'll just take it out and take me like a sponge and put my soak it in the wine or the brandy or rum, whatever, or the apple juice. And then I just kind of sponge it back on that because you want it to stay moist, not soggy, just where it's moist, because then it'll soak into that cake slowly and sit there and stay. And I put mine in the refrigerator to keep it from starting to break down or anything. But once a week, I would do, and like 6 or 7 days apart once a week, and then re-soak it at least 3 times minimum. 4 times is what Granny always said for a month. So that's why we make them in November.
Yeah.
And it keeps them moist, and you unwrap them, and oh, yummy, yummy.
Yeah. So if you liked fruit cakes, you probably would really like this one. If
And spice cake.
you've never ate a homemade fruit cake, maybe try to make this and see if you like it. Because you can make it 2 cakes, 4 cakes, or 6 cakes. The recipe depends on what you use, so you don't have to use a lot. Now, the fruits we used this year in this, I bought them last year after Christmas. They had them marked down on sale, and I bought them and just put them in my freezer. I went and bought some new ones this year too, but I'll put them in the freezer. I've got another pack downstairs. I thought,
Then
well,
she tells me to bring stuff too, so we end up with plenty.
yeah, we have it. We share this. This is our sharing. But it just bothers me that, who's going to do this after Becky and I go on? And
'Cause I don't have any kids.
she doesn't have any. Mine, I don't think they were just really interested in it. It's a shame. I've got one granddaughter that likes to cook now. She'll help me. But now as she gets older and gets to be a teenager, which she's getting close now, I don't know if she'll be willing to help. But one day I think you regret not. When you look back and you see things, I think there's a big regret here that, hey, why didn't I do this and why didn't I do that?
Show that.
So, yeah, she's going to bring this over and show what it looks like. That's what it looks like on the inside. So we're going to get ready right now, and we're going to fill our pans up. So I'll have to, we'll be back shortly, and we're going to get our stuff, get our mess cleaned up, and then we're going to fill our pans up. Okay, we've already started putting our cake, the dough mixture into our oven, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like right now. So if you see, we've got several in here. So, and we still got quite a bit left. So we're trying to get that fixed up too. So we'll be back. It says to bake at 300 for 2 hours. So we'll be watching it and we'll be back. Okay. As you can tell, we've been eating the leftover.
I've been caught.
Dough, and it is absolutely delicious. I could eat it and forget about the rest
Yummy.
of it. But we still, like I said, we've got a lot. I still got more to be put in the oven. So it smells good too. It smelled good when we was making it, and it smells good now. So we'll be back when they get done and they cool, and we're going to decorate them.
Oh, wait.
2, 3, 4, whatever you need to do.
We need to decorate 1 or 2 of them and get
We
ahead
will.
before
We need to soak them first before we decorate them.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, we're back. We're discussing. We're going to, we have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. We have 14 cakes. We have
But they're big and they're little.
one. We have 2 of these. We have 4 of these. 2, 4, 6, and 8 of the small ones. And I'm going to tell you, we ate the dough and it was very, very good. We could have just lived with the dough. So our steps right now is we're going to dip our fruitcake. I'm going to dip it like that
And apple juice.
in apple juice.
Or your moisture of choice.
Yeah, so I'm going to set it over here. And I'm just going to be careful because I don't want them to break into.
And we let them cool a lot before they're still a little bit warm. When they pop out of the pan's the best. But then you got to be careful so they don't break in half.
And one thing about it, at 300 for 2 hours, ours was done in an hour. And once it was even probably about 50 minutes.
With a natural gas stove.
Yeah, so just be careful.
We checked them at an hour and they were about all done, except for the big ones.
I could smell them, and so we went and checked them and they were done.
And in the meantime, you get your cheesecloth. Just a big old pack of cheesecloth to use to help wrap them once we get them soaked and everything.
And that's all. We're just dipping them down on each side. That's it. We'll dip them on one side and I'll turn them over and we'll dip them on the other side and I get the edges.
Then you can prepare your cheesecloth. If you fold it just right and know your measurements of your cakes, you can fold it over and cut them kind of like paper dolls, but then you cut each one and you have the proper length instead of having to unfold it and do each one.
But I will tell you, this is very, very good. It's very tasty. That's kind of right.
I'll take that one. I like them. It's crispy. I put more Crisco in that one.
Yeah.
Made it crispy. And then you put your wedding veil on. Dun, 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 dun. But when you wrap it, you unfold your cheesecloth the whole way.
Now, our next goal is we've already got, why they use orange slices on the cake, I don't know. But she always used orange slices, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to use the red cherries. We're going to use the green cherries on them as well. And then at the end, we'll put some pecans on them, and we're going to wrap them then. So what I'm going to do, usually I like this. You may do green.
And when they're warm, it'll mush down in there a little better too, doesn't it?
Green, red, green. This one, these small ones, takes about 3. And then we're just going to put on each side of it. We'll do that, and then we'll get some pecans and put on it. Wait just a minute. We'll do that. While she's getting the pecans, I'll do them again. So this time we'll do red, green, red. And we're going to do again there.
Well, and however.
And there.
And one year we used some dried pineapple too, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
If you got yellow, makes it very festive.
And then I'll put a pecan on each side, and I'll bring it over there and show you how we did it. Let me carry it over there.
You can decorate them however you want.
Yeah.
With a lot or a little.
There's how. We just do it like that. Then we wrap it in cheesecloth. And then that's when we'll soak them at least 4 times within this month. Once a week, we'll soak them. And like I said, you can soak them in apple juice. You can soak them in wine. You can soak them in
spiced rum. And these, with the spiciness of this, that's why I like the spiced rum. But you don't really get that flavor. I mean, because it absorbs and evaporates out. So it's not like drinking a shot of anything. But it absorbs. It just keeps it so moist and keeps that spiciness going.
So, and then anyway, when I got them, and I kindly boiled them too, so that would take the alcohol per se out. So, as we do this, then we're going to,
Let me cut a piece
we
just to
use
wrap one.
whole pecans for this because it makes it
That's the
look
halves, pecan halves.
Yeah, it makes it look better. I call it a whole one because it's not broken too. But that's
And then how long? We just make this long enough to go around it.
they're not seeing you. Get up.
Oh,
They're
no, it's
not
cutting.
seeing you. No. And that's what we do. And so what we'll do, we'll get this done, and we're going to get them wrapped, and then we'll come back and show you the finished product. So just stay tuned. Just cut that bit. Okay, so you can see what it looks like. Can you see them good like that? And then what we do is
So you wrap it in the
them
gauze,
that,
cheesecloth.
and then Becky is wrapping them in saran wrap. And then about 3 days, we'll probably go ahead and soak them for the first time after today. And then you can do one every 7 days for 3 weeks. And then they should be done. Now, if you want to, you can freeze these and they'll last till the next year. And you just wrap them good in aluminum foil, etc., just to make sure. Because a lot of times what I do is just get me a piece out of the freezer, cut it off, and get me a piece and use coffee is what we'll do. So, hold on. Most of all, thank you for coming and joining Becky and me on this tour of
The Fruity Cousins.
The Fruity Cousins with what my mother and my grandmother used to do. May God bless you. Okay, here we go. We have 14 of these. I hope you can see them. And I just thank you for coming along with us. I hope you enjoyed this video regarding my grandmother and my mother. And again, I hope that you will share and comment and like. Thank you again. May God bless you this week.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Bye-bye.